Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. And I wasn't going to do a cast for a while, but then I saw what Pilot did to the game, really revolutionizing the situation for all the casters out there. He has put in for each player the mass income, the power income, and the total mass that's I guess been either used or reclaimed or something. Still figuring out what that white is. But I'm hoping you guys can see that on the resolution that you're watching it. If you can't, that's a loss. But this really makes it very easy to compare. For example, now, so it does refresh every 10 seconds, so that makes it not that useful. But for example, now we can see the build orders. 3 of the people have build orders that have a lot more mass extractors. And actually, the epic one here with 11 reclaimed that, or a mass. Let's actually see what the epic one's got. He's got the 4 mask extractors. If you got 4 mask extractors and the ACU, you got +9. So if he had +11, means he was reclaiming. But anyway, back to the game. We got up top Bad Company. I got Napalm in the back, fellow caster. Excellent cast from him. Always, they're kind of rare, but once he actually casts one, very enjoyable. They're not the highest quality resolution, but if you want to learn the game, is definitely the one to go to. If you want to introduce new people to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, definitely Guile is the caster to go to, but if you want to mix it up, we got Zephydex and Napalm. Really kind of sad. We used to have a couple more active casters, but they just sort of went away. But I guess we'll try to keep this down. And actually the Bad Company here facing extremely good players. Laneless, Chosen, Coacher, and Yes Shepard. Laneless, of course, on the team. Don Caputo's that dominated week 1 of 2v2 Worldwide People's Championships, and were never challenged for 2 weeks because people are just too afraid. But of course, the lower division in 2v2 is still going strong. And if you missed the games from this week, I did cast 2000, although there were some problems with audio, minor problems. I think the defaults are not optimal. Hopefully this audio is a little better, and of course I'm always looking for feedback. Meanwhile, Napalm with a bomber. He did go scout first. He saw exactly when he wanted to bomb. Let's see, he's already got 1 kill that I missed. Doing crazy things here, trying to run away from some flak. He's also got some interceptors. Another bomb is dropped off, 2 more kills, 3 kills for Napalm's bomber. I'm going to slow this down. A lot of things happen, of course. 4v4s are always frustrating because there's so much stuff going on. Actually, a hunter here from TF. So, Bad Company here with some excellent raiding. I did see some raiders here for Coacher. But this bomber from Napalm now with 4 kills. Chosen is on the case with an interceptor. And he's going to put that to rest. But early on, a lot of air from Napalm. Napalm playing Aeon. It looks like his strategy is a whole bunch of interceptors. He's got a lot of power. He's producing. He's already getting a couple of Tech 2 mass extractors. Still a lot of air, a lot of power. No land actually whatsoever. And his ACU is staying put. Means that Black Judge is going to have to play quite a bit. If he faces 2 ACUs, we'll see what the other ACUs are doing. Here we're seeing Shepard and Chosen on the bottom. UEF and Sarah, definitely 2 excellent factions if you want to do point defense creeps or just run people over. See how well they do together. This map, one of the most beautiful maps, although one thing perhaps that is not good about it is that there's so much reclaim. You can neglect mask extractors early on and just go off reclaim. It's really whoever attacks the map first. A lot like DeRosa's, although DeRosa's is even more extreme. Let me reset this. Coacher here, pretty big land spam with Cybern. Cybern up the middle, that's pretty ballsy. Let's see how that works out. He is going to be facing the Epic one, who's taking over the middle position. And Cybern in the back for Tiep moving in. Actually, a whole bunch of anti now moving around the side. Shepard is going to lose some mask extractors because of that. But early on, very even here. Horizontal split of this map. And let's look, actually, I'm going to slow this down to 0, normal speed. Way too much. Epic one seems to be pulling away with the total mass produced. I'm assuming that's produced. He's got 4,000 reclaimed. So you can see you can reclaim on this map. This is more than half his total production. 7 total and 4,000 reclaim. He's at plus 36 currently. How the heck do you get an odd number? Sorry, an even number, given the ACU is always +1. So must be some power problems. Because if you're just doing Tech 1 mass extractors, no reclaim, you should have an odd number. Unless you're doing mass storage already. Maybe he's doing that. But whatever, that doesn't matter. A lot of air now from Tiep. He's got total recon over Shepherd and Chosen, who have crossed the river, now in enemy territory. Meanwhile, massive land forces here from Coacher and Laneless. Laneless last in terms of the score, but not by much. Pretty low power, it seems. Most power is for the Epic one. He's completely taking over the middle. He's got Tech 2. So UEF Tech 2 in the middle for a bad company. And they're going to have to do something about Shepherd and Chosen here, making a really nice base on the opposite side of the river. Meanwhile, very much unprotected, a couple loose tanks from Black Judge and Napalm. Not very much team player here, just teching. He's got Tech 2 air, Tech 2 power, ACU staying put. He's got a Tech 2 mask extractor completely undefended. He's basically relying on Black Judge to do all the defense for him, all the fighting. Coacher runs into a point defense, Black Judge. Looking at this, he's very much outnumbered. There's going to be units coming behind him. Shepherd getting a helping hand from Chosen. Always nice to see teamwork. And that's a fake point defense. Very nice to see from Chosen. Wow, that's a big bomb there. This is excellent bombs from Chosen. Tip, meanwhile, with some Manti moving in, and this is a whole bunch of engineers. This will get absolutely ran over by Tip. So Chosen and Shepherd very thin. They just have their ACUs and some fake point defenses, not Tech 2 point defenses from Shepherd. But all of this is completely undefended. And as expected, Tech 2 mask extractors for both Black Judge and Napalm. A bit of a wishful thinking there. Are going to be lost to all the Manti from Coacher and Laneless. Coacher and Laneless basically have about a third of the map just to themselves. And now Shepherd and Chosen are going to be pushed against it. The Epic one doing Tech 2 point defense creep against them, but a lot more Tech 1 land from the top side, and this is where you wish this was a real Tech 1 point defense, but it's not. Looks like the top side did not what's it called? Whatever that word means. Not get faked out. Chosen and Shepherd about half health decide to retreat, and a successful attack for Bad Company. Got some anti-air now and a lot of reclaim they can take, and of course they're going to take this whole side. There's a nice Tech 1 point defense here. These Manti are going to die. Still a couple loose ends to cover, and meanwhile Black Judge getting pushed, going 2 versus 1, getting some help, some Tech 2 from Tiep. Tiep and the Epic one helping out Black Judge. And now the river basically divides the two territories. Napalm looks like he got attacked a little bit here. He's got multiple Tech 2 power generators. He's got a whole bunch of Mercies and gunships. It looks like a lot of scouts. So Napalm just sitting back in his corner. Maybe he'll finally help us a couple gunships. We'll see how successful those are. And Shepherd trying to reestablish Tech 2 point defenses. The Epic one is going to creep right into this. And let's see. We are seeing some Tech 2 land from Cybern, so Tiep might choose to go some mobile missile launchers. Now he's still got hoplites. Hoplites probably not too good against Tech 2 point defenses, and a whole bunch of Mercies. This could be very dangerous for the bottom side, either Laneless or Coacher. Very much in the front lines. Not too much aircraft. We do see some Swift ones for Laneless, but they need to be a little more aggressive. Those Mercies can come in, deal a lot of damage. Shepherd also possibly a target, although there is a Tech 1 point anti-air. very loose ACUs here for the bottom side, very much in the front line, so it's going to take some actions from Napalm. Well, Napalm losing his gunships and some swift ones, he's going to send Tech 1 interceptors to do something about it. And Lanel is actually helping out his allies here on the other side. He's going to try to protect this bottom position for Shepard. Now looking back at our new feature, in terms of power, it appears that Napalm is pulling away from the competition with 2 tech power generators, perhaps getting resource allocation as well, but he's already got the most. In terms of mass, looks like Chosen doing a bit of reclaim, but total mass is for Lanel, it's not surprising. He's got the most map control, perhaps quite a bit of reclaim. Looks like somebody paused here. 10,000 reclaims for Lanelus. Tiep, second place. 13,000. Okay, so we'll see what's going on here. It appears this back spot from both players has the best ecos. A lot of tech to mass extractors for Lanelus, as well as Tiep actually getting mass storage already. But now fighting has been localized about the 2 choke points, and it's the Tech 2 stage with point defenses shooting back and forth. See, maybe at some point we'll see something like Riptides walking across. And of course, once you get the salt butts like Percy's and Bricks, they can go ahead and walk across that river. And UEF, this is where UEF could be very critical. Both sides do have UEF, both Epic 1 and Shepard. Tech 3 point defenses tend to shift these creep battles. And what is this? These are rhinos. They cannot go underwater. This is where Wangers would have had a huge advantage. Just go underwater and flank Black Judge base. And looking at this here, minute 14. If I had to choose who has the advantage, definitely in terms of map control, it's not bad company. But you can see the, actually not 2 of the, oh, they just messed that up with me. I was going to say 3 of the 4 top players in terms of score. Actually, no, it's, oh, I know what these white numbers are. This is score. This is nothing to do with mass. So I apologize, all the things I was saying in the beginning, I was confused. But I have now found out. It's not as useful as I thought it was going to be. Well, we still got mass and power, which is pretty awesome. And it looks like we got a major drop coming in from Kocher. He's going to go on top of Napalm, who's already got 1 resource allocation. He's going to get a second, a whole bunch of Swift Winds now. Going to try to shut down a couple of those. Transports a successful drop. And these are rhinos, are going to do a lot of damage on this build capacity. And actually excellent work from Napalm, goes ahead and reclaims emergency point defenses as well. But that was a little bit of damage from Kocher, but perhaps, yeah, that was a lot of build capacity lost. So good work, Napalm. Now on 2 resource allocations, won't be able to use them, but of course all that extra power, he's at 5,000 now, and everybody else is under 2,000. This 4,000 extra power is now going to his allies, which means bad company has much more power than the other side. Mobile missile launchers from Cybern. These are the best ones from Cybern, most difficult to defend with TMD. You can really overwhelm your enemy. And in terms of tech to point defense battles, that's really the only thing that Cybern have that gives them an advantage. In case people didn't see, I wrote up a little thing on anti-air. It's in Supreme Commander topics. So on the Worldwide People's Championship website, try to write random things on there when I have time. And one thing I want to write up is basically point defense creeps and the things to do, things not to do. And there's really quite a bit to them. And a few rules, if you follow, you can really get advantage. It's not just that Tech 3 point defense for UEF will dominate. It's about arches and all the different TMDs, the shields, the eco, things like that. But once I finish it, I'll let you guys know. It's a pretty massive force from Kocher here, Cybern. We do see some stealth, some mobile missile launchers here as well. But up on top, Epic 1 trying to get the shields up. It's actually turned out to be a really nice point defense from Kocher. And gunships from Shepard. Shepard with a nice Air Force Tech 2 gunships, a whole bunch of Tech 1, also support from Chosen. Up on top, we're seeing a Tech 2, and this is interesting. Artillery, stealth artillery from Lanolus. That is very strange, but let's see how that works out. Meanwhile, a massive Tech 1, Tech 2 force, pillars from the Epic one, is going to be moving in on Lanolus and Coacher. There is some Tech 2, also some point defenses. But of course, pillars, extremely good tank. A lot of health for 200, probably the most health you can get for 200 mass. Some of those other Tech 2 tanks like the Obsidian, the Wanger, the Elshevas do have more health, but they do cost nearly twice as much in terms of mass. And this is a really nice Tech 2 factory. This is a great base here from Lanolus. See, this Tech 2 point defense standoff still continues. Chosen seems to have retreated. Meanwhile, these pillars continue to roll through, but they are kind of wearing down thin. Would like to see these units from Tiep and support. Yeah, these pillars are great. Changing directions. You always want to change direction when you're facing Aeon. Here come the Obsidians. Obsidians 400 damage per shot. Means you need 4 shots to kill a pillar. These pillars are not stopping. They just keep on rolling. You need to kill that point defense. It's a lot of dead units. Good looking push from the Epic one, but I think it's going to finally run out. Some gunships are going to move in. Take care of this at this point. When you see gunships just split up all your pillars, go into every single direction. Actually 5 kills, 4 kills in those point defenses. And whoa, I just missed a spider from Tiep. Very fast spider from TP. He's also got Tech 3 land. So this game is really changing up. We're also seeing ASF from Napalm, so air control for the top side, no doubt. And what is this spider going to do? This is going to be all kinds of bad news for Shepard. He is absolutely unaware of the danger he's in, and he's most likely going to go boom here. Yeah, that's one good thing about spiders. Where's Shepard here? Well, now he's going to be aware. He's going to cancel and he's going to roll back into the water. He's going to hide underwater. This spider is going to continue to roll. Let's see what countermeasures topside are going to take. They need to do something fast. Either a whole bunch of overcharges. Shepard is going to come out of the water. Spider is pretty weak in terms of health, so a couple overcharges can do go. Shepard tried to do an overcharge. Tried to do too much and died. So first person killed in this game is Shepard. Great spider from Teep. I did not see how he built that so quickly, although he has a huge eco, it seems. Now Strat Bombers from Napalm. So as we were watching that push from the Epic one, and perhaps that's exactly what the other side were paying attention to as well, Tiep took the chance to move in, but here come a lot of gunships. 20,000 health on the spider. Tech 2 point defenses. Pretty big air fight now that actually Swiftwinds versus ASF, forcing Napalm to retreat, and actually gunships are going to shoo away the spider. Thought better of it. Chosen also in the area, perhaps an overcharge, and another ACU destroyed. That was Coacher. He probably tried to sneak in an overcharge. Didn't quite work out, but I think he killed the spider in the process. So taking one for the team and losing this front base from Coacher, it's going to make it very difficult for Lanolus and Chosen, although Lanolus and Chosen, two extremely good players, never want to count them out, especially when they're sitting on so much reclaim. But this is definitely an uphill battle, and given that the top side now are working on a megalith and a massive air spam from Napalm. So early on in this game we did see a little bit of map control from the bottom side, but it looks like they couldn't really make that into much more than a bit of map control. They really got nothing else for it, and that sneaky spider out of nowhere, 2 players died. And of course without give, these games tend to be a little shorter. That's why I really would love it if people always played with give. That just makes the game longer. I know all the arguments against that, but they're all about fairness and what's better, and that doesn't really matter. I'm looking for the most fun and good looking game. Chosen now getting straight Tech 2 mask extractors with the ACU, not to protect in an air fight that Napalm is attempting to win. Looks like he might win that. Whole bunch of artillery. Cy Bernardi from Tiep. And Tiep, I gotta say, probably the MVP in this game with that spider, huge eco. Him and Napalm had the two most turtle strats, although we had seen Tiep all over the place with units. Laneless and Coacher had total map control, but really never moved beyond the river. And a GC. Oh, now we have a desync, unfortunately. See if that goes away. Looks like somebody rage quit. But really, at this point, there is no question about what's going to happen. And actually, a chicken. So I keep missing experimentals. These players make experimentals way too fast. Apologies about the desync. Tell it to either Coacher or Shepard, whoever ruined this game. Always exit through the score screen, although I know I've ruined quite a few myself, so can't be too mad. Of course, this chicken is not going to do much, given the megalith and all these strat bombers from Napalm. Napalm might even choose to ignore that chicken. He's going to go against this secret base. I think Laneless with that secret base, it looked good, but at the end of the day, it didn't do anything for him. Didn't provide any defense, didn't provide any offense, was just there. A couple of obsidians did come out of that and some flak, but not much more than that. Now the chicken is going to be attacked by the megalith, as well as some strats. Now I'm hoping this is not a real desync. I'm pretty sure it's not. Chicken's dead. On this desync is gone. That's pretty sweet. The GC is finished by Laneless and Chosen, of course. Laneless and Chosen, you can see their mass income. They're huge because they have so much reclaim from the dead bases. So they can be making experimentals very quickly. Although it's going to be very difficult for them to keep map control given total air domination. And with these many strat bombers from Napalm, he might just go for the kill here. Of course, GC, once it gets close to Megalith, it can kill it. But this is definitely not an even fight given all the Perseus. Bombers not coming in. I'm not sure what they're attacking. That was a nuke. And I apologize, I've been missing quite a few things. Looks like it was a nuke from Chosen. Was taken out at the end together with the ACU, and now Laneless will die last. Shields are beginning to flicker, and he quits with about 100 health. So hopefully people enjoyed this one. A nice win for Bad Company Clan.